How's it going? Last week I did a video where I told you how I fixed one of these Bond Arms driving holsters for a customer. Well, he sent me his second one in to fix. And I figure this time I'll show you exactly what I did to fix it, because I know this is such a common problem with these, because after a few years or however long it takes, I don't know, the Velcro starts wearing out. It's just a thing with Velcro. If you're doing it every day, it's gonna happen. So this one's not so bad. His other one had a bunch of like stitching come loose and stuff like that. So I like burned the thread, snipped it off real close so it wasn't unraveling anymore. But upon inspection here, it doesn't look like he has anything like that going on with this one, so that's good. There's something in this snap. I don't know if the snap must have come off. He must have glued it back in, I guess. That's my only guess. I don't know. To put a new snap in there, I have to take the whole liner apart and everything, so we're not going to do that today. But anyway, so just like most of these, the hook and loop is no longer hook and looping, and this is completely clogged with what's coming loose off of here. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece off here. So as you can see, just like the other one was too, the other one was a lot worse, but the threads are coming loose here anyway. So it's just about unhooked. So what you're going to need to do is get a set of thread nippers is your best bet. Worst case scenario, you can get a box cutter. Watch your fingers, watch that you don't slip into the holster and tear it up and render it completely useless. But I got thread nippers. They're really cheap. They sell them at even at Walmart, Amazon, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just nip this thread here and slowly just start pulling back on this flap. So this one, the glue stuck a little better, and I don't want to rip and pull. So I'm going to do a little surgery here, and I'm going to get it off camera, because I don't want to mess it up working around the camera. But the goal here is to get this off. I'm going to unhook all these stitches right here, and these those are the ones I already unhooked right here. So now I got to do this line of stitching, and I'll have this flap off when I come back. Towards the end here, the glue was still pretty strong, so I couldn't just get the nippers in there. What I did is I took this razor knife with a super sharp fresh blade, and then you just very easily go in here. You don't want to cut this piece, you don't want to cut that piece. You're not trying to cut leather, you're just trying to cut thread. So make sure you keep your fingers out of the way, be careful. The easier you are getting this off, the easier it's going to be putting it back on without anybody being able to notice you even took it off. So do you see that right in there? That is the thread. That's what we're after with the knife. We're not trying to cut the holster, we're not trying to do anything, we're trying to cut the thread. So if you got a real sharp knife with tension on it, see that right there? Boom, that's all you got to do, and it's separated. I didn't touch any part of the holster. I'm just setting the threads. See, that one came out. Get that last one. It's going to be the difficult one, but I think I can get to it with nippers, and I can. Boom, and she's off. Didn't put a cut or a scratch anywhere in the leather here or here. Like I said before, you're not trying to cut this or saw it out. You're just trying to cut this thread there. So now all this thread is going to get replaced. So I'm going to put a whole new stitch line. This is where this goes from. So from the top here, it's going to get a whole new fresh stitch line. So I need to go ahead and pick all this thread out. So what you do, and I'm going to do it on both sides. It should all kind of come out the same way. But what you do is you take this is an awl, and just get up underneath there and pull. I do it from the back in case you get any kind of little scratch or scuff. It's on the back and it's not so noticeable. You kind of got to go in up like this instead of down and dig. And that way you keep the scratches out. So that's next move. Pick all this thread out. But just right here, whoops, bumped the camera. Just right here on this edge, not here. You can't replace any of this without taking the whole holster apart, okay? This outside edge here, this can be replaced. I would stop right here at this very end, okay? So that's what's next. Alrighty, so I got all of that thread picked out. Started here, stopped there. It's out in the back too, obviously. Next, we're going to address this patch right here. So this is completely full of fuzz, so it's definitely not going to have anything that's going to be sticking to that. So what I do is I take this awl. You could take some other kind of pin or needle or something like that that you have. Toothpick might work. Anything that's small and pointy, and you're going to go in between these pieces of Velcro and you're going to pull, and it's going to start pulling fuzz out. See that? Gross. Some big chunks of it. I'm off camera, but yeah, that's what you do. It's kind of like cleaning a hairbrush, I guess. But you got to get all that fuzz out of there, so you're not tearing it up. This is just fuzz that's pulled off of this end of this loop right here. These are the hooks, or those are the hooks. I don't know, whatever it is. There's fuzz from here and there, and we got to get it out. So take something small and pull the fuzz out. Otherwise, your new Velcro is not going to stick to it. All right, we are now fuzzy free. You see that? And the new Velcro is going to stick to that when I put it on, so that's pretty cool. So if yours is really damaged, and this seems good still, in order to put a new piece on and sew it, you would need to take the whole thing apart. If it's yours and you're up for the challenge, go for it. You got nothing to lose, kind of thing. What they do make is adhesive Velcro, so you could probably clean this surface really good underneath here and put a new piece of just stick on, like maybe use some, what is it called, like 4200 or something? What is this stuff? See this stuff here? 6,000 plus? Something like this, and that sticks really, really well too to different kind of fabrics and materials, if it's not a sticky back kind of thing. So as far as that goes, we are done with this for right now, and we're going to move on to the next part, which is picking all the stitch out of here, because we're going to get some fresh stitch around this too, and we're going to peel this off in the process once all this comes out. So just the same procedure as before. You get a piece up with the awl, like so, and then snip it with your snips, and then just start picking each individual piece out. All right, so next on the agenda here, we've got this all picked out, like I said. This is double-sided tape. Comes in a roll like this. It's very sticky. It picks up all the leather dust you have around your shop. But it's very strong. It's not just any regular stuff. It's made for leatherwork. So I've put a few strips here. This is going to help hold this on because this is non-adhesive. This is just sew on. So what you do is you put it on there, and then you pick the paper off like so, and not the adhesive part. And you got a little sticky left there, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick all that off. Okay, so now that's all off. You guys can see the sticky there. So you want to be real careful when you do this, because if you mess it up, you're likely gonna have to start all over again. So this is cut off of a big roll of Velcro. You could buy it off Amazon. You get a craft store, whatever. This is sew on Velcro. There's no adhesive on it. I find that if I get the adhesive stuff, it really clogs up the sewing machine. So non-adhesive. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it over the sticky part here and make sure it's centered and looks really good. That way you don't have to do it twice. And it's going to overhang, and that's what you want. That's okay. Once you know it's good, see, we got a little overhang here, but nothing is under, so that's good. So smash it down really good so it stays where you want it. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and I'm gonna trim this so it's nice and even. It will look like that. All I do is use scissors, and I just run the scissors right along the line right there, and we have a nice piece of Velcro. So this would be the part where, if you're hand stitching, you would get your needles together and do a stitch, leave out this line here, but go all the way out and around. And that will put a nice decorative line around the edge, plus hold your Velcro on. But me, I have a sewing machine, so you know where I'm going. All right, so we are all sewed up with some fresh thread and fresh Velcro. Now what we do is I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right here, and I'm gonna glue this back on. And since we took such good care in getting it off of there, it should line up really nice. So that's what's next on the step. Glue this, sew it back up. All right, so, excuse me, got it all stitched up. Run a new stitch line down here, which attaches the strap now. The strap is also, you know, the Velcro actually works, holds it on without falling off, so that's a bonus. This one, the edges are still pretty good, like the edge coat's not coming off, so I don't think, I don't need to put any fresh edge coat. I had to do some on his other one, but this one's still pretty good. So that is how you go about fixing a holster from Bond Arms. If it's got a lot of miles on it and you still love it and want to bring it back to life, there you go. You don't have to buy a new one. Place that Velcro. Hopefully this answers some questions for you. Maybe you guys can take care of it. If you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Always feel free to email me and stuff like that. If you have one of these that you want the Velcro replaced on, just let me know. Thanks for watching.